everybody, and welcome to today's video. And in today's video, I will be doing a 2016, alternative history prediction between Hillary Clinton and Ted Cruz. One thing, this is very important to keep in mind, this was set in 2016. I just realized I forgot to go, change this, so I will go do that. But it is important to remember that this did take place in 2016, and not 2020, this would have taken place in 2016, not 2020, not 2024. So obviously some things will not have, shifted as much as, they had. So, for example, Arizona and Georgia in particular, would not be nearly as liberal, as they were in 2016. So those are just some things to keep in mind. I'm looking for these states that I need to change. Pennsylvania, and there's one more state. Oh, no, not Alabama. That one stayed the same. I have no idea. Excuse me. I'm gonna go find out what state it is. It goes New York. I had to go back, to go find the 2020 map. But, regardless, let's get started labeling all of Clinton's safe states. Oregon would be safe, along with Delaware, New Jersey, and Connecticut. I mean, like, Trump was a really good candidate, and yes, Clinton was a pretty weak candidate, but she's gonna, Cruz won't be able to get the rural numbers that Trump was able to get. Maine's first. Once again, Trump was just a really strong candidate. And keep in mind, this would be in 2016, so before Ted Cruz, before Ted Cruz was as Trumpist as he was today. So these are all of their safe states. For Clinton's likely states, I'm going to go give for Colorado, New Mexico, Virginia. Man at large, it would be on, it would, I mean, like, actually, I think that two main factors contributed to the GOP winning in 2016. And that was A, that Clinton was really disliked among certain groups, for being so establishmentarian, while Trump was really liked among those same groups, which really hurt Clinton. I don't know that Ted Cruz will be able to get the same strength among them, and he'll probably still lose Maine by less than Biden won it or by less than Trump lost it in 2020. But it'll probably still be like D+6. And so, yeah, so in Colorado, Clinton's better for Hispanic and Latino voters, and actually didn't do amazing there in 2016. It'll probably still be like D+6. It'll be much more competitive. She once again didn't do amazing there in 2016. Could easily be lean. New Mexico, very similar thing. Ted Cruz just won't be able to have a strength with oil workers. Actually, I'm just gonna give it to Cruz lean, because I don't think that Trump was amazing with Hispanic and Latino voters in 2016. But I also see Cruz being significantly better in the suburbs, which will probably bring it down to lean. In Virginia, we're not going to be able to see Ted Cruz get the strength that he did or not even the strength that he did, I say like Trump got strength. We're not going to be able to see him get the strength that he would need in these DC suburbs, while we're also not going to see him turn out enough rural voters. So the rural vote that he does turn out will be heavily anti or pro Cruz or anti Clinton. As we all know that Hillary Clinton was a really poor candidate. Assume we all know that Hillary Clinton was a really poor candidate for rural areas. She was very weak for the rural vote. Those are all for likely states. For Cruz's likely states, Texas. North Carolina could be. I'm not going to label it likely, though. That's actually it, I think. Texas. So in Texas, Alaska and South Carolina. So in Texas, he wouldn't get the same rural numbers as Trump did. Mind you, Trump won by like 9%. And he's probably similar to Trump with Hispanic and Latino voters. And Trump won by 9% in 2016, that is. So it'll probably be like D+8. But still a pretty large margin of victory. Also, it's his home state, so he could end up winning by like 13%. In Alaska, I mean, like, I'm not exactly certain of the margins in 2016. I think it was likely. I mean, like, Cruz isn't exactly amazing with oil workers, and obviously, Native American voters are turning out at higher rates are going to favor the Democrats. In South Carolina, Clinton was better with black voters, but Cruz would not. I mean, he wouldn't get a whole load of white rural turnout. But he would be better with white rural voters. Not better than Trump, but he would be still fairly strong. I think those are all the likely states for Clinton's lean states: Nevada, Minnesota, and that is it. So, in Nevada, Cruz won't be able to get the rural turnout. She's pretty strong with Hispanic and Latino voters. I already discussed Colorado, so I guess that counts as a likely state or a lean state. In Minnesota, I mean, it goes there's lean in 2016. Cruz won't be able to get the same rural number or the same working class numbers that Trump did. For Cruz's lean states, he gets Nebraska second, Arizona, Iowa, Ohio, Georgia. Honestly, Georgia could be likely. North Carolina. Actually, Florida's not going to be lean. And that is it, I believe. So, in Arizona, I think that Cruz has significantly more appeal to traditional conservatives, as well as Clinton being an awful candidate. In Georgia being likely, I mean, like, it was likely in 2016. It could easily be lean. Cruz will probably get less rural turnout, but do better in the suburbs. North Carolina, I mean, like, Cruz won't be able to get a whole lot of rural turnout, and he won't be amazing with the working class. But Trump still won by like 3 or 4%, I'm pretty sure. So it'll probably be a fairly decent margin of victory for Cruz. Iowa, Ohio, he's not going to retain enough Obama to Trump voters, but or enough Obama voters, I guess. I guess Clinton won't be able to, but he won't be able to take a whole load of them. As I mean, or a lot of them just won't turn out, honestly. Nebraska's second. I think that Cruz is going to be much better for the suburbs in 2016. I believe those are all the lean states. For Clinton's tilt states, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Maine second, while Cruz gets Florida and New Hampshire. So, in Wisconsin, Clinton, I think, would narrowly carry it. Cruz, and mind you, this would be a D plus point too. Cruz just doesn't have the ability to turn out working class voters like Trump did, and Clinton would probably be able to run it up in Milwaukee, which would help her. So she's also much better for the black vote than Biden. Not necessarily much better. Biden was pretty decent. In Michigan, similar thing. Cruz won't be able to turn out enough working class voters, so Clinton will do well enough with the black vote. And another very similar thing in Pennsylvania. Maine second. At this point, I think in 2016, I mean, like, Cruz can't excite bases as well as Trump could. It could easily be Till. I'm actually just going to give it to Cruz. Till. Florida. I mean, Cruz is not going to do very well with the Hispanic and Latino vote, especially against someone like Clinton. But he's going to be just strong enough in the suburbs to narrowly carry it. In New Hampshire, I mean, here in Maine second, Trump won by like 10%. Cruz is not going to do nearly as well as him, but he'll still narrowly carry it. New Hampshire, Clinton narrowly carried it. I see Cruz being much, or not much. I see him being in 2016 probably slightly better for the white rural college educated vote, which is going to help him, and it could narrowly give him the state. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like below. Stay tuned for my next video tomorrow. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.